Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Good to have you all here this morning on this lovely Thursday that we're having. I know that he's walking in at any moment because Dave's our inspirator. So we'll give him about 2 seconds to walk in. But I would like to welcome our guest this morning. Our district director, Avis Brody, is in this morning. Welcome, Avis. While we're still slowly waiting for Dave to walk in the door. Or is he in? No, but it's Joe. Okay, there's Joe. And there's Dave. Dave is our inspirator. Come on up, Dave. Hey!
This clock is not in agreement with my car clock. Good morning, everyone. I have some wonderful pieces of advice here. They're free. And I'll just do a dozen. Compliment 3 people every day, Eric. Have a dog. Watch the sunrise at least once a year. Remember other people's birthdays. Over tip breakfast waitresses. Have a firm handshake. Look people in the eye. Say thank you a lot. Say please a lot. Learn to play a musical instrument. Sing in the shower. Use the good silver. Thank you very much.
That's everybody to please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do have a couple of announcements to make. Next week, the DECA class is coming to do their final meeting with us. So we hope you will join us. And Chris texted me yesterday to get a head count of how many agendas to print out. I told her to print about at least 35 to 40 sheets of the agenda. And Avis, please come back next week. We'll have to, maybe you can give your final thoughts on their meeting. So come on by next week. Oh yeah, okay. Let me explain. Oh, it sounds punny there for a minute. Everybody like that. Yeah. What DECA is the class is something to do with like not finance, something like that. Leadership class, and they do DECA for the past like 13, 14 years. And Chris Badger Bach, who's one of our members, is the youth leadership coordinator, and her and Jill DeTilio run the class for the DECA students on Toastmasters and Build Leadership. And they do every week, at Lockport High School. Thank you, Jill. And they come and perform their final meetings to us. So something to look forward to next week. All right. We'd like to announce who's in the room here this morning. It's myself, Len, Mark, Beth, Darcy, Maggie, Sylvia, Jackie, Gerald, Steve, Jill, Carol Ann, Marty, Mike, Marshall, Tracy, Joe, Dave, Kate. On Zoom, we have Nancy Ferry, Phil Russell, Les, Margot, and Yang's online this morning. Welcome, Yang. And Avis is here this morning. And I just announced who's in the Walton family. So, all right. All right, let's get into the order of business here. I would like to invite up our immediate past president, Kate, to announce the proposed slate of officers for the new Toastmasters term. So please help me welcome Kate. And you can invite Oliver.
It's just elections. It's not installation.
I know, okay.
So this is, I have, as immediate past president, it's my role to run the elections. And Avis, I don't know how many clubs you've been at where a full slate is presented. So that's how we do it here. For some of our newer members, officers can be at other clubs nominated from the floor, and there's election process. Our election process is a full slate. So for many months, you've heard me announce and look for and ask and talk to you about who will be willing to be our slate of officers, meaning a full lineup from president and all 7 officers to sergeant at arms. So I did email it. If you saw your email, fantastic. So some of you check your emails and some of you don't. So we're going to do the election today. The earlier in May, the better. And we don't want to do it when DECA is here. So we will roll with it. And I am pleased to announce our slate of officers. I'll start, and let's see if I can do this in ranking order with I'm just going to say the names, hold your applause till the end, and then we'll basically cast a ballot. Everybody votes. It's pretty smooth process, and we'll get right into our meeting. So as Sergeant at Arms, we have our newest member, Darcy Colby. Sergeant at Arms, moving up from there, Secretary Maggie Craig. Treasurer Mike Licata. We have next up would be a Vice President of Public Relations, Mary Cavanero. Vice President of Membership, Marty agreed to stay on. Vice President of Education, I'll step back in, and our President, Joe Budnack. So I'm very excited to have this full slate of officers, and basically one person, it could be me, but it could be someone else, well, I'll just do it this way. So I would like to offer that slate. Margot was guiding me slightly. I'm not sure, Margot, if I need to do a full.
Make a motion to accept the slate of officers.
Okay. And then
Ask for a second.
perfect. I would like to ask for a motion to accept this slate of officers. Can someone, any dues paying member of our club, David, has made a motion. And then Mark has made a second. Does that sound right? Excellent.
Now you ask for the secretary to cast one ballot for the vote, and it is done.
Carol Helsted, will you please vote that one ballot? And that's all we need as our current secretary. Done. She did it. It is cast and done. And thank you all. Basically, are we unanimous in supporting this slate of officers? Absolutely. We'll do our installation, one of our final June meetings here in person, just so everyone is aware. With that, I would love to introduce, are we doing Avis? Am I introducing you for something, or that's later? Am I introducing Marty as the Toastmaster of the day? I was supposed to be here a little earlier so we could coordinate that better. I'll invite Avis up here to the floor. And again, Avis is our District 65 Director. Thanks, Avis, for joining us today.
Good morning, everybody. The reason I'm standing here is because someone in your club, Marty, has earned a second Distinguished Toastmaster Award. The Distinguished Toastmaster Award is the pinnacle of Toastmaster education success. It means giving more than 40 speeches, 2 complete paths. It means doing things like being a club officer, being a district officer, both terms for a year, being involved in the start of a new club, there are some choices to make. So perhaps you did speechcraft, perhaps you did youth leadership. There are several other things that you need to do, and it's a long process. And if you all had been at the district conference, including Marty, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? Time flies. You would have seen all the DTMs for this year be awarded this ribbon. And therefore, I'm awarding this to you. Congratulations. You'll see that your name and date are on the back of it. And at our next conference, you need to wear that. Congratulations. Oh, please
Thank you very much, Ivis.
Please take a picture. It's gonna go like this, so it is
Oh, okay.
in the picture.
There. Thank you, Avis, and thank you, everyone here present. I couldn't have achieved my award without all of your input over the last, has it been about 8 or 9 years? I appreciate everyone's help along the way. And I hope someday I'm sitting there applauding for you when you get your DTM. Thank you very much. Are you all set then, Eric, with the everything else? Okay, excellent. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Home remedies is the theme for the day. And many of you know, many of you have grown up with home remedies. You know, come home from school and you have chocolate on your white shirt. What would your mother do or your grandmother do? She'd probably have a home remedy to get the chocolate out of your white shirt. Johnny, Jackie, what did you do to your shirt? Oh, that's okay, Mommy. Grandma will fix it for you. We can wear it again tomorrow. But home remedies are just that. They're not a substitute for medical care, but thousands of years ago, actually, I think it said 60,000 years ago in my research, as far back as some home remedies were dated. And they're not a substitute for medical care, but years ago in rural areas and other areas, that's what people used for instead of medical care. They used herbal and different medicinal, correct? Easy for me to say. For a remedy to help alleviate pain, or someone is sick, to help alleviate and reduce their symptoms of whatever ailed them. And I thought home remedies was something fairly unique. I haven't heard of anything like that we've used recently. With that said, I would like to call upon the word master, Darcy Colby, to get us started with the word master, the master, and the grammarian. Darcy, welcome. Morning.
I'm already up here, so I'm going to stay up here. I'm supposed to do this at my seat according to the book, but I'll do it up here. The word of the day is antidote. I have two definitions, very similar. A chemical, especially a drug, that limits the effects of a poison. Second definition is something that relieves, prevents, or counteracts. For example, regular exercise is the best antidote to tiredness and depression. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Darcy. Our quote master, Nancy Ferry. See, Nancy.
I am here. Thank you. Thank you. What a great topic, Mr. Toastmaster. I have three quotes from Hippocrates, who lived between 460 and 360 BCE. They predict, not exact years for sure. Number one, food is the medicine, be thy food. The second quote, cure sometimes, treat often, comfort always. The third quote, natural forces within us are the true healers of the disease. And Hippocrates' wisdom was the inspiration for the Hippocratic Oath, which outlines the principles and conduct for doctors, and that's the oath that they take when they become doctors. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Nancy. And our general evaluator today, Jackie Kenny. Jackie.
Good morning, everyone. The antidote for making mistakes would be to pay attention to the constructive criticism that you get during the meeting. So that's my job today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Our jester this morning, Phil Russell. Please share a joke or a funny story with us. Phil.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Alvis, our guest. I have a home remedy of my own after a long day, tough day, you might say. It's called a Manhattan or a martini. Now, I'll give you some amazing, simple home remedy ideas. Avoid cutting yourself when slicing vegetables by getting someone else to hold the vegetables while you slice. This is the second one. A dermatologist was studying new remedies for itching, but his lab burnt down. Now he has to start from scratch. How about this one? What's the toughest part about using natural home remedies instead of vaccines? Dying when they don't work. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Phil. Our timer this morning, Joe Budnick. Joe, please share your duties as timer this morning. Thank you, Joe.
I'll be timing all of our speakers today. Table topics is 1:30 to 2 minutes with a 15-second buffer. Speeches are 5 to 7 minutes with a green light at 5 minutes, yellow at 6, and red at 7 with a 30-second buffer on either side. And our evaluators are 2 to 3 minutes with a 30-second buffer on each side. Green at 2, yellow at 2:30, and red at 3 minutes. Good luck to all of our speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And our quiz master this morning, Mark Campos. Mark, good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Good morning. My job as quiz master is to test your listening skills. I will be compiling a list of questions throughout the meeting, and there will be a quiz at the conclusion. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mark. Next portion of our meeting, everyone's favorite portion of the meeting, our table topics portion, led by Eric Schneider. Oh, Eric, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Home remedies. I don't remember a time I ever had a home remedy, but medicine, I think, and all with sickness or eating a bowl of chicken noodle soup and drinking the broth at the end, I think is one of the favorite home remedies because the after flavor tastes so good. I think it also too is an antidote for staying at home. And also another home remedy is watching The Price is Right when you're sick. Yeah. Gerald, what was your home remedy growing up? And please use the word of the day, antidote.
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Favorite home remedy growing up? I would say definitely my mom's chicken soup would be the home remedy for me growing up. But as a chiropractor, as you might imagine, I've seen a few people have some remedies of their own. I definitely Chiropractors are holistic, of course, and we definitely do recommendations for supplements and whatnot. So, but some are evidence-based and some are not. I did have a patient who came in and he swore up and down that WD-40 helped with his knee arthritis. And he would rub it in his knee and he'd be this works. This works. You got to tell everybody, all your patients, doc. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. Was it the fact that he rubbed it in that helped his knee? That was my theory on that. Probably it was a nice oil. Is oil involved with WD-40? Who knows? So lubricant, right. There are fish oil is a supplement definitely coming from the crowd. Okay, there you go. Hopefully he doesn't ingest that internally as well, because that would be bad with the other additives, because people often ingest fish oil. I'm not sure I'm doing with regards to time. Other remedies that sometimes people have are mixed in different things, or tinctures of this, tinctures of that. I did have a patient who was allergic to rosemary. So word to the wise, be careful what you're using. We did not know that she was allergic to rosemary. And a student had some essential oil with rosemary in it and had a pretty bad allergic reaction. So be careful with what's out there. Not all of it is evidence-based. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Gerald. Jill. Jill, I know that you and Steve have a farm outside your house. So what type of food would you use for a home remedy? Jill, and please use the word antidote.
What food would I use as a home remedy? Pretty much the antidote for most things, as far as farming, is good, honest, hard work. I don't know if it's going to take care of what I did to myself yesterday, but that's another story. Going back to the question that was asked Gerald, I won't say that I had a favorite home remedy when I was growing up, because my mother firmly believed in burnt black toast, dry. Yeah, the charcoal was good for your stomach, actually, but getting it past the mouth down there was another story, which is probably why I don't like dark toast now. And flat ginger ale, which of course, to have flat ginger ale, you have to think about it ahead of time. You know, you can't just cope with flat ginger ale. So those were Mom's two main home remedies that I remember, probably because neither one of them was very good as far as tasting and getting down. But like I said, the burnt toast with the carbon going into your stomach is a good antidote. So thank you.
Lastly, I would like to invite Yang on Zoom if she'd like to do a table topics question. Yang, would you like to participate?
I'll try.
All right.
Um,
Yay, my question for you is, I'm gonna go piggyback on the first question to Gerald. What is your favorite home remedies, growing up, or do you have any favorite remedies today? And please use the word antidote.
oh, okay. That's a good question. What is a home remedy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, home remedy like for sickness. What do you do to cure for like medicine? Not, okay.
Uh,
Has been some,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Um,
Is there something to make you feel better? Yeah.
Back in China when I was a kid, it's a good antidote, for cold, for stomach upset. We use ginger soup.
Juice.
That is really good, for a lot of things. Uh, so that's all.
Keep going. It's all right.
Okay. Even now I still drink ginger tea sometimes, and it's keep my stomach calm. And also, like when the weather is really cold, it helps me keep warm. So the ginger soup is really good. Um,
How do you make it?
we just cut ginger and put it in the boiling water for like 5 minutes and drink the ginger soup. Uh, when it's still hot. Um, and I think that's I think that's all I took when I was a kid.
Very good. Thank you, Yang.
Thank you.
Now I know where to buy cheese now for ginger. She said ginger cheese, right? Yeah. Tea, I thought I heard cheese. So I got earwax in my ears somehow, so. Yes, I do. Can I get a word master report, please, Darcy? Come on up here so everybody can hear on Zoom.
All right. I will speak in the microphone. Jackie Kenny used the word. Eric used the word a couple of times. Jill used the word. And Yang used the word. I probably missed a few. Anybody else? I probably missed somebody.
And our timer, Joe, come on up.
Thank you. So all three of our contestants qualified. Gerald at 2:05, Jill at 2:06, and Yang at exactly 1:30. Very good. Thank you.
So please cast your vote for Yang or Jill, and I will turn the meeting back over to Marty. Thank you. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Eric. It's interesting listening to the table topics participants talking about different home remedies and things. And I remembered I had a couple items. Someone was talking about ginger. Ginger ale. Ginger ale is good if you have an upset stomach. Ginger ale is good. And then ginger, I heard Yang mention about ginger. Crystallized ginger is good for nausea, upset stomach. And I wouldn't recommend eating a big portion of it and just let it, just suck on it in your mouth like you would a mint or a lifesaver. But crystallized ginger is also good for, it is, Dave, thank you. Not far from here, actually. And as Dr. Gerald mentioned, that it's important to understand the home remedy and what it entails and what the concoction is made of, because it could have an interaction with some medicine you're taking, or you may have a reaction of some sort. So it's not a substitute for, something you'd go to the doctor's office for, regular medicine. We have 3 speakers today. Very awesome. Our first speaker is Sylvia Baptiste and is evaluated this morning by Beth Banks. Beth, please come up and share Sylvia's objectives.
Good morning, everyone. Before I talk about evaluating Sylvia, I will say that my mother's antidote for nausea was tea and ginger ale. Really don't like tea. Maybe a fruit tea is okay, but I don't like tea, and ginger ale gives me the hiccups. So I really don't use my mother's antidotes anymore. It doesn't matter. I can't drink ginger ale. It's okay. So Sylvia this morning is giving a speech. The purpose of the speech is to practice delivering social speeches in front of our club members. It could include a toast, a eulogy, an acceptance speech, or a speech praising an individual. She is on the pathway engaging humor, delivering social speeches. Her project title is Third Time is a Charm. Like that. Sylvia Baptiste, Third Time is a Charm. Joe, you're the timer. It says in here it's 3 to 4 minutes, but it is 5 to 7. Thank you.
I should know this speech top of my head. It's about someone in my family that you can't just make it all. That's a strange family, my mother's side. But I start writing it down and I got crippled on the notes, so I'll try not to use the notes this morning. The third time is a charm. And I have the best example of this proverb. The proverb states or suggests that at the third attempt, you will succeed. You will be very successful. But I have another question for you. How well do you know your family members? Are they the oldest child, the youngest child, the middle child, or the only child? We have them all. How well do you know if they attended a school? What town? Did they go on for the higher education, college? Or were they stay-at-home mom? Did they travel? Or were they a fear of flying? Were they born in a hospital? Or did they have a midwife that was a neighbor? Well, in my family, we have Aunt Florence. Aunt Florence, she's a colorful person, and I talked to her like she's still alive. Unfortunately, she passed away early in 2024. And she was the beautiful, fun aunt. She was the youngest of 6 siblings, plus 5 step-siblings. So you can imagine the house was a little crazy at times. She was not born in a hospital. There was a midwife, the neighbor lady next town over, really. They didn't live really close together. And unfortunately, like I said, she passed away. But when she was married, she was divorced, the first one in the family. Like I said, she was colorful. Her husband and her adopted 2 children, Elizabeth and Richie. And she loved those children. She had them at birth, young age. And she raised them, made sure they had everything. They were her children, no doubt about it. One of them really looked like her. It was kind of scary in a sense. And because of that acceptance, we all accepted them, and we never thought twice that they were not our cousins. How could you not? She loved them. The interesting thing about her is, and you see this on TV a lot, is her kitchen. Her kitchen table visits, or the tabletop kitchen topics, I think there was the big saying through the campaign. What is the kitchen table topics? Well, that's what we had. If you went to visit her, you went in her kitchen, you sat down, definitely coffee was coming out or a drink, baked goods, store-bought or her own. And I would love to visit with them when Richie was in town, her son, the Italian mother. She would bake the best chocolate chip cookies. They wouldn't go flat, they stayed thick. And during the years of visiting her and having the kitchen table topics, conversations, having antidotes given to you to solve this problem or that problem from her, I finally got the recipe out of her. Matter of fact, I got all her cookie recipes. During the time, we grew very close. As like I said, she was like a second mother to me after my mom passed away. She held the birthday, she held the holidays. We had the fun visits just to get out of the house. Let's go visit Aunt Florence. My kids loved it because, like I said, she had the best cookies. I learned that she loved and she always wanted a pot-belly pig. I don't know why. She just thought they were cute. And in the 80s, mid-80s, my sister-in-law was taking ceramic classes. She's making a lot of ceramic things, items. And she said, I have one for you if you want one. So I had to get this pot belly pig from her. And it was a Christmas gift. This is Petunia. My aunt named her, and she loved it. Petunia started her collection of pigs. Then everybody started giving her magnets for her refrigerator, another ornament type of thing. She had all different kinds, sizes, themes, Disney pigs, every kind of pig in the world. And when she passed away, we counted, she had over 100 pigs in her house and some in the garden. It was funny. So this is the only thing I asked for because Petunia started her collection. It meant a lot. And I always said, why did you want a pig? She goes, well, we had one pig a year on the farm that she grew up in. And I looked at her and kind of like, okay. She goes, no, it was not a pet. We couldn't have it as a pet because it was food. So it was interesting. Like I said, the family had their little quirks. But we loved visiting her, and she is missed, and she'll always be in our hearts. And I'm going to ask you today, Toastmasters, why the third time is a charm? I forgot the most important part of the speech. Oh my gosh. She was the example. She was the third Florence in the family. She had two siblings that they named Florence #1 and Florence #2 that passed away at a very, very young age. One at birth and one with pneumonia, less than 2 years old. Why would you keep naming somebody the same name? I don't know. But back to my toast. I'm sorry, I went off. Yes, I do need this speech notes. Florence, you're a great example of third time a charm, and you're missed. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sylvia. Our next speaker is Marshall Song, who will be evaluated by Kate Orr.
Hi, Marshall. How are you today? I'm so excited to be your evaluator. Marshall is in the Pathways Path Visionary Communication, the level 2 project that many of us have given. So this will be familiar. Understanding your communication style. The two purposes of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify their own primary style, as well as to share the impact of their style on others. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, to introduce the title.
Thank you, Kate. The title of Marshall's speech is Praise or Criticism. As Kate mentions, it's 5 to 7 minutes. To lead into Marshall's speech and talking with him, he said last time that he gave an impromptu speech, he talked about his communication style. Many of you remember that. This morning, he will introduce some differences between China and the US. He would like to share his experience about his friends, his teachers, and some of the parents that he met. Please help me welcome Marshall Song, Praise or Criticism.
Thank you. Good morning, dear members and distinguished guests. When people ask me which country is my favorite, I say the US. I love American because you are confident, humorous, easygoing. Playing with American is an antidote of unhappiness. And most important, you always praise me. There are some differences between China and the US in communication styles. Chinese people tend to criticize others. American people like to praise others. I'd like to share some of my experiences. First, American friends and Chinese friends. When I greet with American friends, you always say, "Hey bro, how are you? What a nice day. You look so good." But for Chinese friends, we used to talk about, ask, have you had lunch? Have you had breakfast? Now we like to talk about your weight. Oh, you look so fat. Oh, you are so thin. I remember one day, about 50 people asked me why I could become so fat. And 10 of them even patted my belly and asked me how many months have I pregnant. Could American imagine others pat your bellies? Some Chinese friends believe a real friend should help you pick up your shortcomings. Pick out. Second, American teachers and Chinese teachers. My American English tutors always praise me. "Oh, Marshall, well done. Good job. Fantastic. Brilliant. You are so clever. Your English is improving so quickly." But when I was in school, my Chinese English teacher always shouted at me, "Marshall, your English sucks. You made hundreds of mistakes in grammar and pronunciation. Your accent is weird. You are a mistake-making machine." They tore my papers and even kicked my ass. Some Chinese teachers believe only strict teacher can make perfect students. Third, Chinese parents and American parents. You know, I don't have American parents. But on TV, I saw American parents always hug their children, kiss them, praise them, and say, I love you. But for the last 31 years, my parents have never praised me. My parents only have elementary school education. When I was a child, my academic record was always #1 in the whole school. When I got that, my parents would say, okay, keep it. Don't be self-conceited. If next time I got #2 in the whole school, they would say, I told you, don't be self-conceited. You dropped to #2 now. Shame of you. Now, I have a master's degree and a teacher's job. They still say, you are a loser and a stupid nerd because you are still single. Many Chinese parents believe only strict parents can make perfect children. Now, I'd like to talk about my feelings when I get along with different people. Chinese people think, oh, if I love you, I should pick out all of your mistakes, and then you can correct them. But too much criticism makes people frustrated and rebellious. For example, when people ask me, when people say I am fat, I'd like some dessert to comfort myself. Even I could get a good grade in school, I didn't dare to speak English. My English was deaf and dumb English. After graduation, I sold all of my English books and forgot all of what I learned because I hated English. Now, I would try to avoid to have dinner with my parents because the only topic is marriage, and marriage. On the contrary, I joined 7 North American Toastmaster clubs. I spend 90% of my spare time with Americans. I want to tell those people, nobody can be perfect, never. We can't correct all of our shortcomings. If people haven't broken the law, there is no need to always criticize them. We need to find others' advantages and praise them like Americans do. Thank you. Go back to Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Marshall. Our third speaker this morning is Tracy Farrell, who will be evaluated by Les Robinson.
Hey, Marty.
Morning, Les.
Morning. This speech is running from 5 to 7 minutes, and it has an audience response to 15 for 20. Have you made time allotted for Tracy's speech for this time?
Yes, Joe Budnick,
Good.
timer is aware.
Good. Okay. Then I will introduce Tracy, and we will get started. She will have the antidote for her topic, which is a new arena for the Keenan Center. And there are two people on this event that has no idea what the Keenan Center is, but I think Tracy will bring everybody up to speed, and the Keenan Center will be widely known throughout the entire world. And maybe if Marshall ever comes to Western New York, you can see the Keenan Center. So why don't you introduce Tracy and let's get this started, Marty.
Thank you, Les. I must say that as fellow Toastmasters in the room, for the purpose of the audience, Tracy has selected us to be on a fundraising committee. And as Les mentioned, Tracy's project is dealing with a difficult audience in the speech project, and she'll deliver her speech while dealing with the difficult audience regarding this fundraising committee. Please help me welcome Tracy Farrell, a new arena for the Keenan Center. Thank you.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and thank you for being on this committee. We'll start off to ease your concerns. The speech will only be 8 minutes total. It's not going to be 15 to 20 minutes. We'll start off with the Keenan Center. Most of you are aware of the Keenan Center. It's that cultural center here in the city of Lockport. It was originally the home of William Rand Keenan, who grew up, was educated in North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Too bad Dave's not here, but it is right around the corner from him. He, while he was studying in Chapel Hill, his classmates and him helped in the discovery of calcium carbide. After his graduation, he moved here to Niagara Falls and helped build the company now known as Union Carbide. In 1904, he met Alice Pomeroy, who was from Lockport, and they soon became married. In 1912, they bought the house. It is now known as the Keenan Center. Thank you, Maggie. No problem. That's fine. Thank you. And please hand those out. That will distribute our plan that we'll be working on today. As you know, we're fine. Thanks, Maggie. So as you know, the Keenan House is now the center it's a community center here in the city of Lockport. The house is the home of art exhibits, music events, and quite a few classes. In 1965, the Keenan Center built the actual arena. It was originally an ice skating rink, and later, because of financial constraints, they weren't able to maintain that rink, and it became a recreational center. Right now, did you have some questions in the back? 1965. But thank you for asking and clarifying that. So, because the building, yes, please pass those out to the rest of, no, we're fine, thanks. The arena, because the building is older and outdated, the board of directors has decided to build a brand new arena. Us, as members of this committee, have embarked on the project of helping contribute to this fund. The new building will be a multi-million-dollar arena. We are hoping to build or contribute $100,000 to that. What's this new arena going to do for the city of Lockport? Well, first of all, it's going to have a huge economic impact on the city. We're going to have workers coming into the city, building the arena, eating and staying here while they're building it. Second, it's a fresh new building for the recreational center for the city of Lockport. It's going to draw a lot of people into the surrounding areas, and they'll help come to our events. Did we have another question in the back? So part of the project is they'll be building the new arena while the existing arena is standing there, so that there's a seamless transition to the whole project. So yes, they will be tearing down the current arena and building the new arena. And that way, a lot of the Keenan's programs will be able to continue. Did you have another question?
that has been a concern of the board of directors. So there are restrooms right now in the current house, and the old arena has them. As we build the new arena, we'll have a seamless transition. Part of the plan that us as committee members, Steve, did you have a question? They have started a capital campaign for that. Obviously, our group, we're only going to be raising $100,000 for this campaign. The rest of it will be up to the Keenan Center. The way that we will be doing that is we'll be holding a gourmet dinner. We're expecting about 200 people to come to this dinner, and during that dinner, we'll be asking for more contributions to it. We're expecting it to be held on September 13th, 2025. It'll be up to this committee to decide. Some of the possible locations could be at the Lockport Country Club. They are able to hold about 200 people. Spring Lake Winery is also able to hold about 200 people. This committee here, we can decide if there's another location that we want to consider. Did you have a question, Dave? The new big ditch, that was considered. I don't know if the room there holds 200 people, but it has room, and we may be able to look into that. Part of this campaign, we need to raise about $20,000 as seed money so we can pay for that dinner originally. So currently we will be sending out sponsorship opportunities so we can raise that seed money. Is there another question in the back? Absolutely. And that would be an issue as to when we can complete this. Naturally, money's an issue. So we will be in the capital campaign mode for quite a while. This is just the beginning of it. Once we raise that seed money, August 1st would be about when we'd be sending out invites to the actual gala. And then September 1st, this is all a tentative schedule also. September 1st, we would be finalizing any of those details along with it. And our great big gala will be September 13th, 2025. Jill, did you have some questions? That is an issue, and we'll be working on it in this committee. This committee is going to be responsible for identifying those sponsorships that would be able to donate that money. And that is a problem. We'd have to have that seed money to start this dinner within the next 1 to 2 months. So that is one of those questions. And we're asking this committee to identify those sponsorships. Dave? I do not. Quite apropos. We are looking to the future of Lockport, not to the depth of it. And that wasn't even a expected disruption. Well, thank you so much. If there are no more questions in the room, we will be meeting again in 1 month, and I look forward to your suggestions at our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Mr. Timer, may we please have a timer's report? Joe Budnack. Thank you, Joe.
All three of our speakers qualified. Sylvia Baptiste at 6:55, Marshall at 7:05, and Tracy, you made it at 6:30. Very good.
Thank you, Joe, for that timer's report and then voting for Best speaker will now take place. Eric will collect the ballots. Just on the theme one more time before we get into the evaluations. Many of you are familiar with and probably grew up with your grandmother, your mother, or sibling giving you honey in your tea. I heard one of our members mention that during, I believe it was during table topics. And I know that you can get at the supermarket or the drugstore, you can get cough drops, honey lemon, and all different kind of flavors. But that honey is really soothing for your throat if you have a cough. Turmeric. Good stuff. It may help ease arthritis pain. So have a little extra dab of mustard on your hot dog today or whenever you have your hot dog. Green tea contains antioxidants. I know many of you are tea drinkers. And it contains the antioxidants that may help reduce damage to your cells in your body. And as further reference, if you'd like, you can check out the website WebMD. There's a plethora of different remedies for colds, sicknesses, and so on. At this point in time, we have our evaluation portion of the meeting, and our first evaluator evaluating Sylvia Baptiste's speech is Beth Banks. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning again. Sylvia, always enjoy your speeches. You bring your heart into it, and that's a wonderful thing. You had great eye contact. You were kind of wandering the room with your eyes, and that's a very good thing. Facial expressions. Even if you hadn't moved anything, your face just glowed when you were talking about your aunt. That was very effective. As you went along, your hand gestures increased. I like to see that because I think it was just showed that you were calming down a little. Suggestions. One of the things we've talked about in different meetings is to have an initial hook that really draws people in. Maybe just reword some things to get that hook. I would suggest that. I know you were trying to not look down as much, but I think in a way you got so nervous that you looked down more than you normally do. So just think about that. One of the things you did, I've never noticed you doing this in a speech before, you kept touching your neck. I don't know if that was just a nervous thing, but I've never noticed it before. So I might be touching on my neck too here. They're upstairs throwing things around that are very loud. I loved the stories. It's always good to have memories, great memories of an aunt, uncle, wherever. And those are really heartfelt. You could tell that. Obviously, I love the prop. You can't get better than a pig as a prop. Come on, that's great. I love that. At the end, you got a little nervous, but you took a deep breath and you came back and you got the memory back of what you wanted to say, how you wanted to bring that title into it and have a nice toast at the end. So that was really very good. Loved it. Keep telling us about your memories. We appreciate that. Thanks, Sylvia.
Thank you, Beth. Our next evaluator evaluating Marshall song speech is Kate Orr. Welcome, Kate.
Thanks, Marty. He got the microphone ready. It was perfect. Marshall, oh my gosh. Marshall and I have been on emailing back and forth different sayings and proverbs, and you had us in stitches today. That means we were laughing and laughing. I was even crying a few times. I was laughing so hard. You were so much more gosh, engaged, and you let yourself be vulnerable with us. You have so many tools in your toolbox, and you just keep joining American Toastmasters clubs. And we're so pleased that you joined us first, I think. I'm pretty sure we were first. You are such a pleasure to help us grow, all of us. Your vocabulary and your enunciation is better every week. In the beginning of your membership with us, I heard a lot of the funny things that you were saying, but I know that all of our members did not. And today, more and more of your message connected. You used gestures so well. You used your space in Zoom so well. Your eye contact was strong. Your background on Zoom, you always use a good background. You used the word of the day right at the beginning of your speech. You were so well prepared. You organized and sent an introduction to Marty. You had your project and title listed on our website. To our members in the space who are in Western New York, you can use the website too. Please add your speech details to that. I know if Marshall can do it from across the globe, that you can too. You really brought tears to our eyes. Your title, Praise or Criticism, was an interesting comparison of communication styles. So you twisted this project into a way that engaged with us. You didn't just say, this is my communication style and this is not my communication style. You showed us so much more of who you are as a communicator and who you can be. It is very challenging to think of suggestions for you to work on. Just keep on going in this trajectory where you are improving your language, your enunciation, your vocabulary. To challenge yourself, maybe don't join more Toastmasters clubs right now. Just keep attending at all these clubs and connecting with so many people. We can't wait to someday meet you in person. Marshall, thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Kate. Our third evaluator is Les Robinson, evaluating Tracy Farrell's speech. Welcome, Les.
Thank you, Marty. Tracy, you had an excellent speech. Raising money for the Keenan Center, for the new Keenan Center, is always a great ambition. You were very energetic. I could feel the energy actually coming through my screen about how excited you are, how you had plans handed out. You had a great flow, the whole program. You gave a little past information on the Keenan Center, and everybody in here pretty well knows about the Keenan Center. Now China knows about the Keenan Center. You're able to answer questions, handle problems, great gesture. Now, your clarity was incredible. You've been speaking for many years. Your vocal variety, very well, very balanced, gestures, a little there. Audience awareness, comfort level, all of that stuff, right on. I will say, watching you, one little problem, which you have the invert problem I have. I am too tall and you are a little smaller. Now, the microphone was covering, as I'm watching you on Zoom, is most of the face, maybe the handheld or the clip, because the microphone was basically, it was these two eyes above the microphone that were bopping up and down. I don't know if it's different by in person. That was the only problem I saw in the entire speech. The rest of the speech flowed very naturally, very easy. It was enjoyable. You got your point across, and you need a gala on the 13th, and you got to raise the money by August, and that's stuck in my my brain. You got that You got that to push through. So that overall, it was a win-win with the entire presentation. Good luck on your fundraising, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you, Les. At this point in time, I'll call for a timers report. Joe Budnack. Joe.
All three of our evaluators qualified. Beth at 2:10, Kate at 2:55, and Les at exactly 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. At this point in time, we'll have voting for the best evaluator. I'd like to call up our general evaluator to call for reports, Miss Jackie Kenny. Welcome, Jackie. Welcome.
Thank you, Marty, for a great meeting. AM Lockport is a place that's always worth getting up for, and Marty certainly made it that this morning. I thought our evaluations were excellent this morning. Pointing out Sylvia's excellent eye contact, Marshall's humor and vulnerability, and Tracy handled the interruptions with aplomb. So it was a fun meeting this morning. I liked the setup of everyone's packages, how they presented their speeches, what they used in their body language. It was just a very good morning this morning. Marty kept things moving right off the bat. We started off with a crisp introduction for each job holder and kept moving all the way through. It never lagged. And I like a meeting that keeps moving and doesn't drag. I think it's important. It keeps everyone's interest when things are lively and move right along. So let's keep things moving with our, let's see, our quiz master. Why don't we do the quiz master next? Mark Campos is our quiz master.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. Good morning once again. I have a few questions for you. What game show does Eric like to watch when he's homesick? The Price is Right, correct. If you have bad knees, what lubricants can you not count on Dr. Stevens to prescribe for you? WD-40, correct. What were the 2 home remedies that Jill's mom believed in? Correct, burnt toast and flat ginger ale. What was Yang's home remedy in China? Ginger soup. Sylvia's Aunt Florence, what were the names of her 2 children? You guys disappoint me. It was Elizabeth and Richie. Let's work on our listening skills. What was the name of the pig? Petunia, very good. And last question, because he is not yet married, what name was Marshall called? I thought it was Nerd. And that is our quiz. Madam General Evaluator.
I know. I think we all look forward to someday meeting Marshall in person. Quite exciting. And our WAG master who's going to bring us the count of our word of the day, antidote. Darcy.
Thank you, Jackie. I realized when I sat down after I was up here the first time that I didn't tell you that I was going to be listening for and being grammarian and listening for all those things also. So, but I did. So, all three speakers used the word of the day, so that was awesome. None of the evaluators did, but I don't know if they're supposed to or have to or need to or ought to. They should. Okay, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay. So let's get to the grammarian part. Very interesting things I noticed today. I loved, let's see. Yeah, let's start out with the good things. Here's some really neat things that I heard. A plethora of ideas. I love that word, plethora. Keep going on this trajectory. That was a nice sentence. I like that. One of the themes was the and the, and sometimes not always used correctly. The long E if it's in front of a word with a vowel, short E if it's not, but I heard both. And I'm still trying to, and I don't hear very well. I have ringing in my ears and I don't hear as well as I used to. So I didn't get all the funny things of from Mr. Song, but at first I thought he said ginger soap when he said ginger soup. So that was kind of funny to me. Yang. There's an if you're going to say refrigerator, you might as well put the re on the front or just say fridge like I do. So those were some of the things that I noticed today. Thank you.
Thank you. And we do have winners. Maybe the officer of the day would like to come up and announce.
Thank you very much. Our best table topics winner today on Zoom is Yang. Congratulations to Yang. Jack, you would like to read the next one? Oh, okay. Our best evaluator this morning is Kate. And our best speaker is Marshall. Congratulations, Marshall. And since Marshall is not here, Kate, would you like to draw for winners or? Okay, I'm drawing for winners. Someone check my ticket. The last three numbers, 9, 2, 3. It's Darcy. All right. Since we got about 10 more minutes, does anybody have any final thoughts? Yes, Steve, would you like to come up? Oh, yes, he's talking about the Star Show. All right, Steve. Look how he zooms up.
Don't steal my thunder. You what? Anyway, this Saturday, we will be starting our next season of Star Search. I believe this is our 17th year doing it. That's this Saturday night at the Kruger Park in Wilson. Sun sets about 8:30. So around 9 o'clock, stuff will start popping out. Moon will be there. We have Jupiter, Mars, and a plethora of other interesting objects to look at. So please come on out and check us out. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dave. Oh, okay. On that happy note.
Thank you, Steve. Hafiz, would you like to come up again and let's welcome Hafiz.
I just want to say it was fun to be here. I did not want to get up this morning, but this is a good place to get up for. Or did I say that right? I don't think I said that right. Anyway, those of you who've been elected officers, did you know that we have already set the dates for the club officer training? just so you don't know, oh God, June 7th in Rochester. It's going to be amazing. It's worth the drive. Or June 10th online.
All right, thank you, Avis. Also, I would like to say that Saturday, July 12th, every year I've been doing this for the past, now it's going to be 5 years, that past officers and new officers and anybody would like to join, come for an officer luncheon. It's been this is our 5th year. I've been enjoying putting this together. Everybody's welcome. We're gonna be at the Big Ditch Brewing Company over on East Avenue. Anybody has been there yet? It's very spacious. The atmosphere is fantastic, and the food is delicious. So Saturday, July 12th at Big Ditch. And on the more brighter news, guess who's graduating from college next weekend? Yay! Thank you very much. I will say this real quick. I want to say thank you to every single one of you in the room and on Zoom for all of your support and your love these past 4 years. This has been one of the most memorable moments of my educational career. And with being in this club too has helped me become more of a better leadership in everything and with speaking to everybody in class. And I thank you all for your support. So, Kate, do you have an announcement?
He posted on Facebook, he got his cap and gown, so that's exciting. So that's coming up already next Saturday. Gosh, I will say we do have DECA coming next week, like Eric has said. So they run the meeting and they bring bagels and they do the regular rotation of roles. The following week, I'll just let us know our lineup. So for May 22nd, Mike Licata is Toastmaster. Speakers are myself and we have also Joe Budnack and Nancy Ferry. Alternate is Maggie. So take a look at the schedule for the following week, May 22nd, so we can get situated with that. And we had an awesome time at Shaw Festival on Saturday, already making plans for next year. So it was a great group, and Eric did post that picture on our Facebook page. Dave has something to share. Do you want to tell folks on Zoom too? So you should come up here. Margot, did you, while David is getting up here, have any more tickets available for the May 18th murder mystery at
Yes, I believe there are 6 left.
6 tickets left. Steve and I are in it, so it will be a lot of fun. You should come out, folks.
Saturday at the Shaw Festival was important because we were treated to what, maybe 2.5 hours of pure silliness. And that's why it was important. There was no message, nothing to think about, just giggling and laughing ourselves out loud. But what really struck home is that national PBS, public broadcasting system, they're going to do anything goes. There's a little tiny blurby where their lead comes out and starts out anything. Nowhere near as good as Shaw Festival. I mean, it was just a little tiny bite, but holy cow, nowhere near as energetic. So that was terrific. I think we should mix in a little Stratford next year, though. We'll go to Stratford, Ontario for a little Shakespeare. Thank you, Eric. Oh, and congratulations. I'm a recent college grad myself.
All right, Jill, you have an announcement?
Not so much an announcement, but I feel sad for other people on Zoom that they don't get to see the reactions of what goes on here. I mean, Marshall, you have a future as a stand-up comic. There's no doubt about that. So thank you for that speech today.
All right. And with that, I hope everybody has a good weekend and I will adjourn the meeting. Have